I would like to just tell you a little bit about what's happening with the EMF balancing technique, and then we'll do some work. For me, it's pretty amazing. As I said, it started for me in the living room of my home. I started to see the lattice more and more. What I realized is that the system in the energy anatomy was in everyone's energy. It's you know what? It's kind of hard for me to see people. I like to see your faces. Is there anything that can be done for that, light-wise? No? Okay. All right, so we'll go. Just so I can see them a little bit. Ah, there you are. I love to see your face. Thank you very much. We can bring it up a little more if you need to. That's okay. Thank you. But I like to see you. And as I tell you about the EMF balancing technique, I know that some of you have chosen this tool to add to the tools that you're doing, and the different things you're doing, and I'm really grateful that you have. Some of you are starting out. Some of you are going to say, I follow my heart. I do what I am guided to do. And understand, that is valid to me also. I wish I had a work that I could say to you, take this work and do whatever you want with it. But that's not the nature of this work. And it's been very difficult over the years to hold this space, to say to people, wait. Well, 20 years later, after beginning this work, at this particular point, the work is coming to its fruition and its finishing. And it will really start to be seen in the world in 2010. This is what's happening. So we start with phase 1 through 4 of the EMF balancing technique. That is called evolutionary foundations. There's a plan, there's a balancing, there's a way to learn how to hold your energy. You see, as a martial artist, I learned about holding my energy. I learned how to hold it so I could break boards. I have a friend who holds his energy in a certain way so he can break cement blocks. But now I've become like a martial artist of the heart. And I've learned how to hold that energy of love and how to direct it and how to work it in such a way. There's a balance. There are times to know when to direct, and there are times to know when to let go. I remember when I first heard about letting go and letting God, I went completely in that direction of letting go and letting God for 15 years of my life. I wanted that partnership and that union with the universe, but I was not a resonance that partnership could come through the individual I, just as your individual I had to grow to be able to have a union that was more present on this plane with my infinite I. And I believe that that's what we're all here for. It's that divine marriage, that divine union inside. Would you agree that that's what the heart yearns for, is this infinite love? That first experience of no beginning and no end, it was infinite love. And I never forgot it. It changed my life. And I knew I wanted to be able to maintain and hold that love forever, for the rest of my life. So the first experience was great chaos. 15 years of chaos. 15 years of all kinds of inspirations, information, beings of light. I used to see these tall, golden beings of light all around the room when I taught. Quite often I thought they were there to make sure I did it right. Whatever that was. Now what I understand is that they were there because they are really who we are in fifth dimensional reality. And instead of seeing these beings of light around the room, I see them as you. So that has helped me grow and understand more about who we are as organized energy beings. And you are organized energy. Whether you're organized in your daily life or not, you are still organized energy. And learning how to take that energy and how to manifest more of who you are is my joy to see that happen. That's what this tool is for. But most importantly, we're at a time where the tide is turning. We have an opportunity to make a very big change in this world, and I believe that we've been preparing for it. And it will take a focused effort, knowing when to allow in martial arts, knowing when to push and when to allow the energy to go by. And we're reaching a time to push. And so that's part of the message of this work, to take greater responsibility, to honor your guides and guardians. So one of the aspects of this work is that There will be guides, guardians, different beings of light. I've seen all kinds of things through the years doing this work. However, they do not interfere with the session. They are present. They are there, and they celebrate that two human beings would take the time to honor one another. So the EMF Balancing Technique, it's a technique. That's another thing. I had no idea that people would take that word technique and do so many things with it and make it something that sounds like it's not very good. Technique is simply what is here. It's a technical skill. It's an ability to apply a process, a procedure. You know, I could talk about spontaneous healing. Don't have time to do that with you. I've had my own experiences of spontaneous healing, including spontaneous healing of third-degree burns on my arms and my hands. I could tell you about that and how it happened. You could tell me about the spontaneous healings you're having in your work and for yourself. Here's what I'm going to say to you. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Are we consistent? No, we're not. Not yet. Now, can we become more consistent at spontaneous healing and accelerating our evolution? Yes. And so I propose to you this method, this technique, this skill that you can develop. I see it also as a skill. Some will call it a gift. To me, it is your birthright to be as present as you possibly can be. So phase 1 through 4 is the evolutionary foundations. Phase 5 through 8 is masters in practice. I see all of us as masters in practice. And that is the secret to mastery. It's so funny, there is this popularity with the secret of visualization. 5 years ago, in front of 3,000 people in Paris, I gave the first secret of mastery. I told them it was to practice. I've done this all around the world. It's not as popular to tell people to think of what mastery means to you. I will tell this to you. I've been in metaphysics 35 years. I've done all kinds of things. If there was a magic button, I would have found it. And some of you can tell me the same thing. Here's the secret to your mastery. Whatever you believe is mastery, practice it. And practice is a beautiful word. I'm asking you to practice. I'm not saying to you, oh, you must be perfect. God only knows what that is. And I do not wish to add any more guilt to where you are right now. There's enough guilt on this planet. Truth of the matter is there are times you will practice your mastery. You will be who you are to your highest level of understanding. And there are other times you will not. Fine. You'll have a chance. The universe will give you another chance to practice again. Have you ever noticed that? Didn't get that the first time. Didn't handle that very well. Oh, here it comes again. So we try it again. It's the way it is. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely? Be gentle with yourselves. And there is one other thing while I'm talking about being gentle with yourself before I finish telling you about this. Yesterday, people talked to me about love and wanting to really express love. Let me give you something here. You can take it or leave it. It is a teaching in the work. It is a teaching in the Tai Chi DVD. Start with tolerance. Please start with tolerance. That is a level of love. There are some people, you and I know that the divine, the core, the infinite is in everyone we meet. You know that, correct? But let's be honest here. Sometimes you have to look harder at some than you do others. Maybe judgment, I don't know, but you know how sometimes you have to really stretch and you say to me, that person drives me crazy. How can I possibly love them? Here's where you start, dear family. Start with tolerance. Tolerance is a level of love. From tolerance will come understanding. From understanding, then you can develop compassion. And then from compassion, perhaps in unison, you can develop the energy of love. Is that good? Let me hear a collective sigh. Phew, okay, so you leave with that. Very good. Phases 9 through 12. I teach them for the first time a week from now. Phases 9 through 12 is freedom in the energy of love. Phase 9 is the universal human. You are the universal human. Phase 10 is the universal parent. You are to become your own parents from the core of your being. Phase 11 is the universal partner. Be your own partner first. Be your own completeness first. And phase 12 is the evolutionary emerging. There will be a phase 13, and then this work will be completed. As you can see, it has a feminine lineage. You're going to see more of the feminine lineage as we balance out our male and female energies. And phase 13 will go out to the public. It will be on a DVD, and it will be called The Way of the Evolutionary. We are evolving. We are certainly making big steps. I've seen it all these years. So here's some of the things that have happened. First, this work is very much like Tai Chi. The movements are so gracious, so beautiful, working with the energy, working through the lattice. Very important. Here's some of the moves. These are people all around the world. And I forgot to mention Israel yesterday. We have people from Israel here to EMF Balancing to take the course. And this is what the movements are like. There is a form to the movements to follow because there is a very specific language to speak when you're doing this work. And there are times this has not been popular. People are starting to understand now. Just to show you, this young man up here, he's an engineer from Colombia. This gal here, a doctor in Venezuela. People with all different skills, from homemakers to engineers to doctors to all walks of life. It's been amazing to me when I first started to show this work and do this in hotels around the world instead of in the safety and comfort of my home or my local center. People would stand at the doors and they would laugh. You know, they'd see us doing this to one another. And they would laugh. They would see us working with one another. Now, and also the staff would stay far away from us. There was part of that too. We'd get service and they'd run. Now, it's so different. They come to the door and they say, "That's chi that you're working with. I know there's more that you're doing there." And they honor us. And they want to know more, and they give us wonderful service too, which is really good. But there's been a change. There's a change in consciousness. My focus, and some of you will say, I have no desire to do this, but understand, I believe we're working together. And when I do something good, you look good. When you do something good, I look good. I make figure eights everywhere I possibly can, so please keep that in mind. I want to take this work more and more mainstream. This is my focus. And what was so funny is in Colombia, imagine this, your evening news, your 5 o'clock news, suddenly the beautiful newscaster is there. She's so lovely. And instead of saying, there is this crazy woman who's come to Colombia to meet us, stay away, she says, there is a very special woman who has come to see us. And the next thing you know, you start to see the animation of the lattice. And then you see a little bit of the session being done. And then you see this funny face being interviewed on the evening news. It was 1 minute and 30 seconds, but it was 1 minute and 30 seconds mainstream. And people came. So I'm looking. I know the sacredness. Many of you have come up to me and you've all said, this is sacred. So much love. It won't be lost. But it is my focus to move as far out into mainstream with this work as I possibly can. I'm willing to be laughed at. I'm willing to be mocked. And I'm willing to be loved. How about you? That's all part of it. While I'm saying that, it's not because I'm so brave all by myself. Yesterday on the stage, you saw a very tall, dark, handsome gentleman. My favorite guy in the whole universe. It's my husband, Stephen. I must tell you, he is the other half of this work. We have been married for 14 years. We remain madly in love with one another. We focus. If it weren't for him, I would have given up a long time ago. I'm the type of person that would say, okay, if you don't want to play, I'll take my marbles and I'll go home. That's the way I am. But he would say, no, Peg, let's go. And we went to Australia and New Zealand and Singapore and throughout Europe, and we've been all these places. But I couldn't have done it without him. So when you hear me talk about the balance of male and female, please understand. Thank you, guys, for wearing the masculine body. We so appreciate you. We can't do it without you, you understand. And thank you for honoring. Pardon? It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Thank you. Wow, we've been in this alternate reality where there's no time or space, so I forgot. Thank you. Oh boy. Thank you for reminding me. So you see, when we talk about the male and female balance, it's about unity. We don't, in my view, we do not have the time to push back hard and go to the other direction. It's now time to bring balance. We're at a really big turning point, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Very quickly, I want to just move through this. In Russia, before I even got there, you see, I've learned how to teach people how to do this work. I've learned how to teach people how to teach this work. And just last year, I actually taught teachers to teach teachers of this work. I've learned how to share a resonance, and people come forward and they say yes, and this is what's been happening. So before I get to Russia, there are already people that know how to do the work because they've been taught by those I've taught to teach. They did testing. Here are people before the... Can I go back? Let me just see. Oh, it's moving along. Did I press some sort of a... Okay. What you're seeing are... I can go back, right. What you're seeing here, Kryon photography, before an EMF session, 3 people, after an EMF session. They test everything. It's amazing. I had a whole book filled with this that I was given. Here's another one, chakra balancing, before an EMF session, after an EMF session. The results keep showing themselves over and over again. There's something else that happened here in Russia. The work is actually part of an official psychology course in the Integrative Psychology Institute in Moscow. And you will see, if you look here, you can see the different parts, the different hours of this course. And part of the course is EMF Balancing Technique for Integrative Psychology. And there we are. We are also, thank you. Not bad for something that's weird, you know. When I meet people, use humor when you're talking with people too. Don't just start with, haha, and indeed the angels have told me, and da da da. Just say, there's this reality, and I perceive. And as a matter of fact, you can put things out there, and you can say, welcome to the weird and wonderful world of energy. That's how I introduce it. This way people don't feel like you're coming right at them, and you're challenging them in their belief systems. They need to grow a little bit. They need sometimes to take their time. Something like this happens. We're also in the Reedman College in Israel. We're starting to have people take interest in bringing this work into educational institutions. That's been the value of having a course, of having a session, of having things a certain way. And again, whatever you're doing, thank you. And this has a place. This work gives people a chance to take a deep breath and integrate all that they are becoming. It's a wonderful, I love the place that we're holding with this work. Here's our manuals. I can't believe we have manuals and we have certificates. It's all part of what helps bring this work into the world. Will the sacredness be lost? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? It's still there. Oh, okay, something... All right. There are 2 of these, and somebody may be moving the slides forward, so I'm going to hurry up here. Here we go. This is a book that it'll be available in 2 weeks. We were hoping it would be available for you here. It's a beautiful book. It's called The Gift of the Golden Dolphin. It is the spiral sweep told in a lovely little story for children. The pictures are of this quality. I also recorded it, and in the back of the book there's a little CD where I can tell the story also, or you can read the story to your children. Do you notice the little boy there? That's little Mackay. He was our model for this book. So it's called The Gift of the Golden Dolphin. And it teaches the children how to honor their bodies and how to move the energy or their consciousness through their body in a specific pattern for their evolution, for them to be comfortable in being here. I'm so happy to be able to offer this. You can order it. It's back at our table. You can also go on the website, but if you'd like to pre-order it, please do that, and we'll get it out to you as soon as we can. So we're moving forward. Eventually, we are going to have a children's program because the children are doing the work. They see their parents and they want to do this, so that's coming also. Very much so. So this is the state of what's been happening with this work. And I'll show you just a few. Oh, there. Isn't that nice? I'm so excited about this. The golden dolphin. Isn't it lovely? Good. So, and then one more thing I'll tell you, and then I want to work together because I can feel this coming. The animations that I have shown you here, they are on this DVD that's in the back of the room. You also can get a taste of the work through there. We make these things available as much as we can so that people can start to work with this resonance. I get emails from people all over the world. Thank you so much. And I'm always very, very grateful when people say, and I'm ready to make this another one of my tools. So thank you very much for listening to what we've been doing here. It's not been easy. It has not been easy, but I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Seeing you all in these seats and seeing you here, I'm so excited, and so you have no idea how grateful I am to see you here and to be able to share this with you. I truly believe we're working together. My success is your success, and if you'd like, your success is my success. So we make a figure eight. Do you understand? And may you have that with all the people, or as many people as you possibly can that you work with. We have a job to do, family of humanity. And it's coming up very quickly to move and push as hard as we can to move the energy of this planet. Are you ready? Okay? Good. Take a breath. Whoa, you are. Good. So we come back to the lattice. This is my passion. The second experience of no beginning and no end, I saw this lattice. I became this lattice, this pattern. And then I started to realize I could see it in many people's fields. I will talk more about this tomorrow. I have a full day so that you can learn how to work with it, and we'll work with your energy. We'll do some channeling through the day. Now, at this point, I want to talk with you about octahedrons. This DNA geometry here, to support nanotechnology, scientists worked and worked to try to create strands of DNA that would collapse upon themselves in a usable form to support the technology. Ultimately, guess what the form was? An octahedron. All these years, through the lattice, I started to understand that we could work with these sacred templates. These octahedrons are light patterns within your being. And just as your hands are similar in shape, and there is something different in each one of your hands, what is it? Your fingerprints. Your fingerprints. What I'm going to tell you is that these templates are similar in shape, but what makes them unique is the resonance of who you are, and it's manifested through very unique geometric patterns. Each one of you is a unique resonance on this planet, and each one of you, it is important that you are here now. Do you understand? All right, so we celebrate one another. Shana and Krista, would you come to assist me for this, please? So now, for the rest of the time, we're going to do a little bit of work here. I'm going to use a video. I have felt this all morning long. The female form of light and energy behind the lattice will move through. But we're going to start by asking you a question. So I'm going to ask you to take first I will ask you to close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you to open your eyes and to watch the screen when we work together. So if you will, please take a deep breath and close your eyes. We are going to ask you 3 questions. We are going to ask you to observe what you may feel, sense, imagine, or think about in the energy of love and joy. We are going to ask you now, who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Breathe. In the energy of love and joy, we ask you, who are you to think that you can change?
Who are you to think that you can change?
Who are you to think that you can change?
Breathe. And the last question, in the energy of love and joy. Who are you to think that you can change your world?
Who are you to think that you can change your world?
Who are you to think that you can change your world?
Breathe. A resonance, like ringing a bell. You may open your eyes. Hold the energy, and let's begin. Take a nice deep breath, and again, to honor you, and to remind you that the balance is to be created within you. The balance of unity starts within your very being. It is a gift of the feminine to organize, to sort out, and it is given in love. It is given in the energy of love. Observe yourself. The first template, this beautiful octahedron energy. It helps you to organize and align the energies that balance your energy of love and your wisdom. Notice that within this template, located between the love and the wisdom, is the energy of your voice. To speak your words of truth. Take a deep breath and feel comfortable and peaceful with your own power. As you come to this moment, the second octahedron, it is the energy pattern, the sacred template that enables you to infuse, to translate the energy of your history so that you may make new changes, new decisions. You cannot continue to do what you have done before and expect to have a different outcome. You hear this all the time. And so it is in this moment that we ask you to bring in the energy of your history and to integrate it into the wisest pattern that you can create to support yourself in your personal life and in your life in the world. Breathe again. Focus your attention in your center below. Focus your attention in your center above. These two templates, they are stabilizing energies. You chose to create yourself this way so that you could hold this greater energy in this time of change. The strong roots to reach high. The teachings have been here for thousands of years, but you are now ready to activate those patterns. Strong roots, reach high, hold your power. Radiate the core of your being. And be as fully present as you can in the moment. For you are indeed manifesting more than you ever have before. Beyond your parking spaces, beyond your telephone calls. It's time. What will you manifest for yourself now? This sacred template, part of your being, it is where you hold the energy of your potential. You did this so that you could hold this increasing power. What will you do with it now? Breathe. It is not about winning the lottery. It is about making life on planet Earth sustain itself. It's about being part of that movement to choose that this place is valid. This place has importance, and you are a part of it. Breathe. Breathe. Balance your wisdom and your love. Your passion for life, your passion for enlightenment, your passion for growing is going to increase. It's tremendous power. Are you ready to be in partnership, to also direct it? You are responsible for this energy, and it is time. Your history, it is time to embrace that power, to stand strong in your truth, to practice your attributes of mastery, honesty, love, consideration, all of those things. This will support you as you hold and express this power. We speak to you about your energy in this way, so that you may feel the power and feel the comfort. Know your wisdom. Be aware of each step that you take. Each thought you think, each word you speak, each action, it all carries energy. Another part of your being. Another part of your being. Fifth dimensional reality, you are golden. Sixth dimensional reality, you are platinum. This template that you see now, it is the template of infinite love. The words spoken, empowered in infinite love, is exactly what the planet needs now. It is exactly what the human family needs to hear now. This is part of you, the template of infinite love. Breathe. Your foundation shift. The energy you feel is you. These are the templates of infinite compassion. As you become more aware, as you hold more of your energy, your touch becomes that much more powerful. Are you aware of that? The templates of infinite compassion supports the increasing energy that is radiating from your hands. You've asked for more power, and you are manifesting it. What will you do with it? Knowing when to take action and when to be still, that's part of the lesson. You are a human being and you are a human doing. May you artfully and skillfully bring that together. Now, another deep breath, and these are the templates of infinite presence. They support your greater energy, the refined energies of who you are as you walk here on the planet. And we assure you, you are invited to be fully present. In this moment, many of you are starting to respond, and you're feeling it in your solar plexus, your sense of self. You are welcomed upon the planet with all that you are. It's time. Breathe again. The template that you see now, this is your template of infinite wisdom. You have greater and greater wisdom. And yes, the more you know, the more you see there is to know. This is wisdom, but it is time to stand in your strength, to hold your power, to be willing to see what the wisdom is and how you begin with this in your daily life. It must start with you. Then we see where you go from there. Infinite wisdom. Your brains, your nervous systems, your physical bodies, they are your sacred instrument while you're here. Patterns of energy. Patterns of energy. The more you are able to understand them, the more empowered you become. The more comfortable you will feel with your power. For in your infinite love, in infinite compassion, in your infinite presence, you manifest your infinite wisdom. Who are you, family of humanity? Who are you to think that you can transform? Who are you to think that you can transform this world? Breathe. In this moment, in this resonance, what do you choose to transform in this moment? We have a gift. The Kundalini does not begin just at the spine. The other part, the feminine part, begins in your center below. There are 12 points of universal balance. Number 1, center below. Breathe. Enjoy the beauty of being present in the physical body and walking the planet Earth. Second point of universal balance is at the feet. Walk in the energy of love. Walk in empowerment. The third point of universal balance is at the knees. Some of you will say, there is a lot of challenge with my knees. Yes, you are changing your foundations. You are changing not only your foundations, but the course of humanity, if you choose to grow in your strength. The fourth universal point of balance is at the base of the spine. You will recognize them now. Your vitality, to be fully present in your body, to increase your vitality. The fifth universal point of balance is in the sexual creative center. How are you creating in this world? The seventh universal point of balance is in the solar plexus. Your sense of self, your calibration of your ego and balancing your sense of self is the biggest challenge and the biggest joy at this time. You can do it. You can do it. And then to the eighth point of balance, the heart. In the energy of love, you will grow to know the power of the energy of love. High heart center, ninth point of balance, thymus area, opening up many, many channels within for more energy, more understanding, more life. And then, as you move to the 10th point, within your throat, the universal point of balance, speaking the words of truth, watching what you say. 11th universal point of balance within the area you call the third eye. 12th universal point of balance in the crown. And all the way up to your center above. Take a deep breath, please. So you begin in your center below. This is where the energy truly begins, and it will complete the paternal energy. The maternal energy begins here. It will rise through your being and go all the way up to your center above. And then you'll take a deep breath and bring the energy all the way through. Nicely done. Nicely done. It is time to finish. The Peggy here that always gets into all kinds of things. I want to say something to you. I want to give you the secret of how I do this work. So many people will come up and they'll say to me, "This is beautiful. It's sacred. Oh, wow." And this is what I'm going to say to you. Here's the secret. I wait until I see a certain energy within you. And when you say yes, I hold up a mirror. Do you like what you see? It's you. I love us. And as I leave, would you like to turn to each other and say, "I love us"? Try it out. I love us. Did you like that? That's who you are. Namaste.